Miles, thanks so much. Right now, I am joined by Aaron Brown here in New York City, a man who spent over 9 hours here, perched atop our platform here. You watched both World Trade Centers collapse yesterday. You watched building number 7 collapse as well. What are your thoughts this morning as New York wakes up to a completely different skyline?
It strikes me as both reporter and New Yorker that today is remarkably different. There was something sickeningly surreal about yesterday. At one point, turning around, you watch these buildings collapse and you say, that can't possibly be. If yesterday was surreal, today is all about reality. Today we're going to start to get a sense of the dimension of this. We're going to start to get a sense of how many people perished, both 30 blocks away from us and in Washington as well. And when we start to get those numbers, this will no longer be about buildings that collapsed. It's going to be about lives that have been shattered, families that have been shattered. It all feels to me quite different. At various times yesterday, you'd look down on the street and there would be thousands of people standing on the corner, staring at essentially nothing, just out there together as a single community. New York is a city of many communities. Someone said to me a little bit ago that when she left here very, very late last night, that she never felt safer in the city, that she felt connected to everyone.
Aaron Brown, thanks. I think you'll be dropping by throughout the morning. Even though you got precious little sleep, like most folks on duty around here last night. Thank you very much. Right now, we are going to head to Washington, where I am going to check in with Secretary of State Colin Powell. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
I know you have said that the attacks yesterday constituted an act of war, and the United States will treat this as if it is a war. What does that mean?
It means that we'll use our full resources to go after those who are responsible for this. And it is not an action that'll be over in a week or two. This has got to be a full-scale assault, not just by the United States, but by the civilized community against terrorism. And it has to be fought on the political front, it has to be fought on the diplomatic front, the military front, and the intelligence front. And we are deeply encouraged by the responses we have received so far from international organizations, but especially from countries around the world who have expressed solidarity with us and who have come to the realization, I hope, that all of us have to respond to this because none of us is safe from this kind of attack.
You have said
our hearts go out to those who lost their lives. This is a tragedy for our nation, but at the same time, we are a strong nation, we are a resilient nation, and we will come through this, and people will see what America is really capable of doing and capable of responding to.
Mr. Secretary, I know you have said that you will go after whoever is responsible for perpetrating these attacks. You will also go after those who might have harbored others involved in this attack. Where are you in the process of determining who was behind these attacks yesterday?
The intelligence community is hard at work, the CIA, the FBI, and other agencies assembling information, doing forensic work on at the 2 sites yesterday, and a body of evidence will be developed in the days ahead. And I don't think it'll take too long, but that process is well underway. But we don't want to start speculating or making a judgment now before we actually have the evidence.
Mr. Secretary, Senator Oren Hatch was saying this morning that U.S. intelligence actually intercepted communications between Osama bin Laden supporters discussing the attacks. What can you tell us about these intercepted communications?
We should not be talking about intelligence methods used by the United States of America. All we do is put them at risk. So we should not be talking about such things, and I will not.
Are you suggesting that Senator Oren Hatch has been irresponsible in floating this information?
We should not be talking about how the United States collects information in cases such as this.
Well, let me move on to this. What kind of group or groups do you think actually have the sophistication to pull off an attack of this magnitude?
It has to be a group that, one, has money, two, has, I think, a significant number of adherents, members. It has to have a network. It has to have the ability to move people around the world. So It is quite a sophisticated organization with a very sophisticated planning and execution capability. And I think the fingerprints are quite clear that it has to be an organization with that level of complexity associated to it. So it isn't your average fly-by-night car bomber. This is a sophisticated outfit.
Former Secretary of Defense William Cohen is saying this has the blueprints of an attack by someone perhaps involved with Osama bin Laden. Can you rule Osama bin Laden out this morning?
We rule no one out, and we will be ruling the perpetrators in the near future, I'm quite sure.
One last quick question. Can you explain how 4 hijackers were able to take over 4 airliners yesterday?
No, I cannot. Obviously, we need to do more with respect to security at our airports. We need to do more with respect to tracking people within a society that is an open society. And we have to do it in a way that protects us, but at the same time does not cause us to be a closed society, be the kind of society that would not be reflective of American values. And all of those issues are under consideration this morning and are being studied by various members of the administration.
Secretary Powell, good of you to join us. We know how taxing of last 22 hours you have had, or 23 hours. Thank you so much for being